Hi, my heart and soul family. This is Crystal, and today we're going to speak about surviving being shot. And so, this topic starts from when I was staying with my family, and I just wanted more. I graduated and I just wanted more freedom and just my own place to stay. Anyone who knows African home, they always know that, African parents, they'd like for their kids to stay with them until they get married. But I just wanted to experience living on my own and just that freedom. So I decided to talk to my friend about it, and my friend basically told me, he was like, oh, there's this nice place, but it's in a ghetto, and it's very affordable, and there's security there. And my friend was basically telling me that there's no issues, it's the only place that's decent in the ghetto. And I was just I asked a lot of questions, I did my own research, and sometimes online they lie. So i I was looking at the wrong information and also asking questions. So in my mind, I felt like I got enough evidence to be able to move to that certain location. Then when I my friend was like, oh, don't worry about it, it's secured and everything. So little did I know that I was walking into literally the valley of the shadow of death, literally. So when I went there, the the first the first when I went there, it seemed normal during the daytime. I should have went at night just to really see how it was, but I just was trying to think of ways to save money, and it seemed like an affordable place during that time frame. So when I went there, it seemed normal to me. But then when I would sleep, because I already paid for the place, I would hear a lot of gunshots, and it was like gunshots left and right, sounding like popcorn. And I was like, what in the world is going on? Went to the leasing lady, asked her about it. I was like, what, don't you guys have security? Security is even scared. And they drive around, and still it's like nothing's being done. And when I moved there, it was like cops every it was like, if I got lucky, if I got lucky living there, it's basically like, on a good day, I would say like three cops. I would say cops coming out 3 times a week. But on a bad day, it was like the whole week. It was always cops and gunshots left and right. So I remember telling the leasing lady about it, like what can be done about it, and she was just like, yeah, we're doing our best and this and this, and nothing was being done. Confronting my friend, like, I thought you said this place is good and this, and what are you talking about? We just went into an argument, and my friend was like, well, it is a good decent place, and I've heard a lot of good stuff. Like, if you've heard about it, did you actually experience it yourself, or you just like hearing about it, like, so that was the one biggest mistake I made by not doing enough research. I was trying to save. I couldn't even tell my family about it, because I felt like, I'm the one who made the decision. I gotta learn how to get myself out of it. I just didn't want to just be the one who made the decision and then go to my parents for asking for help and all that stuff. And then I don't know, in my mind during that time frame, I was just thinking of freedom and just like trying to find a place that's affordable. That's all I had in my mind. And instead of me thinking of safety, which I should have, biggest mistake. So then it was just so bad that and during that time frame, I ended up getting into a relationship, which was just a horrible mistake. It was to the point where, we were picking out rings to get engaged, and it was just that type of the person I was with was the type of person who wanted me to see everything that's going on. So I was just like, okay. And then all of a sudden, that got destroyed. Then that got destroyed. Then in my previous job, I started having issues with my manager. Just not my manager, but the payroll. Just lying about payroll, and lying about people's check, and it was just, it was so bad. And personal relationship, work, and I had the worst neighbors. When I say the worst, it's like they were tasing each other, they were fighting each other, they were smoking weed to the point where it's like in the vent of my bathroom I could smell it. And it was so bad that literally I felt like I got high myself, because I was always like sleepy, and then sometimes I felt like I would just laugh for no reason from that place. So it was just bad. Then I started praying. My sister discovered Christopher Orji, his ministries, and Peter, Apostle Peter from Testimony of Jesus International, which I'm gonna leave their links below. So if you're interested, you could watch them. They ended up, my sister got in touch with them. They ended up praying. And one thing I love about African pastors is they check up to see, if you're okay. I'm used to American churches where when I'm having issues and I go to them, they're like researching how much did you pay for your tithe, and they take tithes like 3 times. I don't know, whoever has experienced the same thing, but it was literally like that. I felt like there was no help at all. And I was just so depressed. And after the breakup with the situation with my ex, and then with job situation, and then neighbors acting bipolar and crazy, it was just horrible. And I didn't know where to turn. My head was just like, I was just like so depressed. So I ended up, after my sister got in contact with Christopher Orji, prayed with them. They're checking up, saying, and Peter checking up, praying for me and everything. We just kept praying. Literally, it just got to the point where someone actually got shot right in front of my apartment. Like literally, it's a step away, and there was like a pool of blood of at least 10 cops around that place. That scene with the news channel there, it was just so bad. And literally, I felt like when you say Psalms 23, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear no evil, for that would mean that's literally what I was going through. Valley of shadow of death. There was always death in that apartment complex. There was gunshots like it's nobody's business. The managers, they say, oh, we're doing something, they're not doing anything about it. And I just, at that point, I kind of started feeling alone, because I didn't know how to tell my family about it, because I felt like maybe, since I made this mistake, I should be able to fix it myself. I just didn't know how to tell anyone until my sister spoke to them. Cause one thing I say about both of these amazing pastors, they are caring. They pray for you, and you see it work in physical. This is not the kind of prayer that you have pastors, they pray for you and it's like you're still going through the same situations. They pray for you and you see it work. And one thing I have to say about both of them, starting with Christopher Orji, he's a great man of God. A lot of people say, you have people saying negative things about him, about negative things about him, which is not true. They don't even have evidence. Fake pastors saying negative things about him. They don't even have any evidence. They're just jealous of this man. Like, this man is not even a womanizer. They're just like professional. They do their job, they pray, and that's it. They don't even flirt like how people say in the news, like they're flirting with or sleeping with someone. That's a big lie, because this is something I experienced on my own by myself. They don't even do stuff like that, and people are just lying with no evidence, saying he said, she said. Where's the evidence? You don't have any evidence of it. And it's like, people, just for example, like my situation where when I needed help for the American pastors, not saying I have anything against American pastors, I'm just speaking about my own personal opinion. When I went there, the pastor literally was like checking to see, oh, did you pay this month, did you pay this month? I just missed 1 month. And the pastor was like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't help you. You know, you have to pay for this registration, this and that. But for these two pastors, their program is free. They literally want to help you and see you through, help use by using God, by praying with God to see you through. You see changes. So, and my pastor, the American one that I have, he was like, he was like, basically, an example would be the seven sons of Sceva. He had his wife, he was messing around behind his wife and praying at the same time, and trying to cast out demons and everything. And God ended up catching him. He ended up getting videotaped with him just doing drugs and stuff like that, and his ministry fell. Look at karma. He doesn't even really help people. His ministry fell down. But then the one who you see, who they pray, they deliver people, those are the ones that people talk bad about with no evidence. This pastor in America, there was evidence of all the things he did with a stripper, and all of a sudden it's like, and you have wife with lots of kids, and everything is like destroyed. But then the one that has nothing to do, that is innocent, and on top of that, it's like, okay, if Christopher Orgy or Peter, they're not innocent, why are they still delivering people? Why is their ministry still growing? You know, so that's why I'm saying, like, make sure you have your own evidence. You see things on your own, you experience your own, not just he said, she said this. Because people always lie. They're jealous of these people because they have power from God. God is using these people, and the others, they're just jealous. So with their prayers, God was able to move me to a different location, which I'm happy with. And you know, I felt free. I'm a changed person. I'm not the person that was depressed anymore. I wasn't the person that I was. You know, I was able to be myself again, be what God wants me to be, and meditate and pray and everything. So I just, and it's like, you know, I'm able to just like stand up again and fight and be a better person. And when I say fight, I'm like fight for my rights and my life, instead of just letting people just talk to me like any kind of crazy way. So that's why I advise people, you know, just make sure you look at things with facts, and not just look at he say she say stuff like they did. So God was able to save me from that gun being shot. And you know, the day that I was supposed to, that gunshot was supposed to hit me, God moved me from that situation. I was able to, I heard a voice that day just say, hey, why don't you step out and go grocery shopping that day? And it was during the daytime. And if I hadn't gone grocery shopping during that time frame, you know, the gunshot would have literally hit me, because the time that it happened was it was at 7. The time that it happened, that's the exact same time that the gunshot hit. So, and I just got off work and telling the managers no one's listening, and all of a sudden it's like that's the exact same time I would have came out and I would have gunshot. And literally, when I say a pool of blood is right in front of my apartment complex, it was there. my pastors, they would hear, when I was on the phone with the Christopher Orgy praying, you know, he would hear people yelling, and he would just say, you know, be strong, just encouraging. This man did not want to try to flirt. Him, Peter, none of them try to flirt. Just be strong, be encouraged, just keep trying your best. Everything will be okay. And prayers, they actually work. So it's just God, because every day was like gunshots every day, and my window was like right next to where they had people just shooting and shooting. So anything could have happened. A gunshot would have probably flied by my window. So I'm just here to let everyone know, you know, just be prayed up, stand strong, don't give up, and just keep meditating. If you're a religious person, just pray to God and believe that everything will be okay, because it will be okay. If I survived it that time, being spiritual, having backup from Christopher Orgy, the God of Christopher Orgy, the God of Peter, you know, I don't know what would have happened to me by now. So just keep being prayed up, taking care of yourself, meditating, being positive. Everything will be okay. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, and hit that notification button. I love you all. Later.